Hi guys, and welcome back to another Center Stage Tips video. My name is Little Sia, and I'm gonna teach you how to make good Just Dance thumbnails. This video was actually requested by some of our Center Stage members, and I think this is actually a really important thing to talk about because a thumbnail is someone's first impression of your video before they've even seen it, so it's really, really important. I've done a lot of experimenting with my YouTube thumbnails, and I think I found a system that works for me, so I wanna share it with you. Just a disclaimer, everyone uses different photo editing softwares. I use Photoshop, but I'm just gonna give general advice so that you can try these techniques regardless of which software you use. My biggest tip is to make sure that your thumbnail is readable. And by that, I mean make sure that the important subjects in the thumbnail are clearly defined. I think Zibral's thumbnail for It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year is a perfect example. Every person involved in the video is cut out and pushed together so you can see them all together, and they're all matching the poses of the coaches in the game. Also, everyone has an equal amount of space on the thumbnail, so you can clearly see the side-by-side comparison. Also, I think having the title of the map from the game is actually a really good addition. For me, it's not super necessary because the name of the song is already in the YouTube title, but it's a nice touch to have the actual logo from the game. I think a way to help make a thumbnail more readable is to put like an outline or a glow around the coach and you. That way you are like clearly defined from your background. I also will blur my background a little bit, but make sure that I'm still like crisp looking, so there's a bit of depth of field in it, and that helps keep the focus on you and the coach. My second tip is to make it colorful so it stands out. My easy, boring tips for this are once I'm done structuring my thumbnail, I'll turn up the brightness, contrast, saturation. It's different for everybody. If you edit on phone software, you could also try different filters and see which one works for you. But I really like adjusting each of them individually because no two thumbnails are like the same brightness or contrast or whatever. Making them colorful really helps make them pop when you post them on YouTube, so it's very helpful. Just don't crank up the saturation too high. Be careful with it. And my last tip is to test what your thumbnail looks like on your phone. A ton of YouTube users are on mobile, so I think it's really important to make sure that when your thumbnail is scaled down, that it still looks readable. You can still read what the name of the song is. You can still see you defined from the background. I edit my thumbnails on Photoshop, so I find that because I'm editing it on a computer screen, it looks more readable than it is, but once I scale it down to like a super small size, it's actually really hard to see who the coach is, where I am. Putting it on your phone gives you a good idea of what mobile users are gonna see when they scroll through YouTube. If you find that the readability of the thumbnail isn't that good on mobile, one thing you can try is making yourself and the coach a little bit bigger. I usually finish cropping my image and the dancer's image around like above the knee-ish, thigh, that's what it's called. I usually make sure it doesn't go any lower than that because the smaller you look on the thumbnail, the harder it's gonna be to tell who you are or what you look like or what you're wearing. I don't know how to describe any of this. I hope it makes sense. And those are all my tips. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these helped. I think thumbnails are really important to experiment with because it is, like I said earlier, the first thing that people see when they see your video. At the end of the day, the purpose of your thumbnail is to describe what the point of the video is so people understand what they're about to watch. So I think as long as you get the message down that this is you dancing to a Just Dance map, then other people will get the message too. If you want to see more tips videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.